Hello and welcome to the Marine Channel, and today we're going to jump on board this, which is a Cranchi 67 Sport Corsa. Now we've done a walkthrough on the sister boat there. These boats were both revealed in Cannes in 2024. They were both at Dusseldorf in 2025, and we're here now in Palma in 2025. A couple of little differences, because they're similar size, but quite a different layout inside. Now I'll just reference the garage on this one. This one will actually take a Williams jet tender 325, so a bigger tender than the sister boat. I'll put a link to that one so you can check that one out. High-low platform, and a couple of little differences with the crew cabin as well. Let's jump aboard. Now it's getting busy here at the show, so we might have to kind of cut around bits and pieces. First thing here, we've got this big sun pad at the back there. As is popular now, these cushions that will flop, so we can make that either seating or just full sun pad. But let's move down here and I'll show you the crew cabin before we get on the rest of the boat. So the other boat had a single crew cabin. This one has crew cabin for two. So let's just lift that one up. It's on gas struts, but it's still relatively heavy. There we go. And I think what's impressive is the quality of the fit and finish down here for what may not be considered a public area. We've got these two big berths here. Nice bit of space there in the middle. Got a TV on the wall. We've got the obligatory cardboard box that we always find when we're on a boat show, and then we've got a loo and a sink and a shower up above. But quite a decent space, and again, for what you might call emergency or additional accommodation for guests, they'd be quite happy in here, I'm sure. So let's come back out a minute. So let's talk about prices for a moment. This particular boat is 4.4 million plus tax, but it's massively well specified. It's kind of got everything on you can imagine. Think closer to kind of 3 to 3.5 million for a really decent spec boat though. One of the things that adds a lot of cost is this bespoke paintwork. So you can have the boat finished any colour you want. Adds around 300,000 euros plus tax. 7 coats of paint apparently. You can have it matched your Pagani or your Bugatti, or whatever your choice is. Just while I'm here, this is our wing station. Obviously great visibility down there. Okay, so let's talk about this cockpit area. And it's quite nice actually, because we're sat moored next to the other boat there, so you can see that's got I guess a more traditional layout with a table there. And if we look here, we've got this big sun pad that I mentioned, but importantly, this whole kind of area is outdoor space. So all the seating here is effectively outdoor. Now, accepting the fact that you can put a cover and you can kind of seal this off with canvas, but this is an outdoor space. So for hot climbs, this is a big old area. Now it's still shaded, and importantly, this is also air conditioned. So if we look over here, we can see air conditioning vents. So even on the hottest of day, there's two there, there's another couple over there. Even on the hottest of days, this area is going to feel lovely and cool. This table as well, rather clever, not just high and low, but you can move it to and fro. So at the moment we've got sort of a big gap between the table and where you're sat. So for dining, you can actually move this whole thing across. A couple of chilled wine coolers there. There's a couple more just over by the galley area or outdoor kitchen area, which hides underneath all of this. Now let me just move these, put them back on the table a minute, and I can show you what we've got under this area. So there's a TV, pop-up TV there, and then under here we've got our 2-burner. That could be a barbecue. It is however you want to configure it really. Little prep area, little sink, and then down here we've got refrigerated drawers, ice maker, and then more refrigeration there. So everything you need for outdoor food prep and bar. Pop that one down. There you go. Down here is our engine room access. Okay, so down into the engine room, and this is obviously where our tender sits. So that big sort of block is occupied by that Williams, and our engines are tucked away down here. So access not bad if you're an engineer. Get in there relatively easily. Volvo Penta 1350s, 2,000 horsepower between them. Push this boat along at up to about 30 knots on IPS. Got our air conditioning units. This boat can have stabilisers, Humphrey stabilisers, and also a seakeeper. It's a very sophisticated, stable place to be. All our control units here. Good standing headroom. There you go. Let's go back up and have a little look on the inside. Okay, so this is where I think it gets really interesting. So in through these large sliding patio doors into our saloon area. Near the aircon working overtime today, it's starting to get quite warm. So we've got this big U-shaped seating area. As I said, you'd probably spend your time, you know, between the two here. Then you got a little movable chair, pop-up TV there, lots of storage down below. You see the Sonos sound system soundbar there. Helms are in the middle. We'll come to that in a minute. I'm going to take you around to the, if you like, the main galley area. So lovely view out over the sea there, the ocean. Big sink, big domestic size fridge freezer, Miele. And then we've got a ceramic hob, dishwasher, cooker, oven. And our view out over the front. We're going to look there. We'll do the outside areas last if you like. And we can talk to our skipper and our navigator. So the helm position is right in the middle there. So let's just walk round, take a little look at that. Got side access there as well. And then these massive Raymarine screens. This wonderful teak steering wheel. And then we've got a couple of seats all electrically adjusted. And as we saw on its near brother, we've got this panel here that can tilt up, and that can direct fresh air down into the saloon area, which is nice when you're underway, that fresh air. Obviously all of this stuff is controlling all the systems on board, multifunction display screens. Right, let's go below. Let's take out a little staircase. Now you can have this boat in a 3 or 4 cabin design. This is the 3 cabin design. I'll explain how the 4th cabin gets acquired. So actually just swing around here. The staircase we've just come down is host 2, our washer dryer. So when that one's operating, that's not going to be disturbing anybody if they're having an afternoon nap. Okay, so let's go forward into our VIP. Up a couple of little steps. And we're in the VIP. And there's this use of this sort of like Alcantara suede effect, which is all very nice. It's also very good for sound deadening. So I know we've got the aircon running, which you may be able to hear. But other than that, this place is absolutely silent. Big screen TV. And then into a very good size heads. And this is all marble on this one. So you can specify floor coverings obviously. But this marble looks rather lovely. Swing around there. We've got a rainfall shower. Very nice. Back out again. Let's move back along the boat. So to our right here, we've got our day heads. Loo, sink, this lovely marble again. And then if we step in here, this is our second guest cabin. So it's a full double, which is rather nice. Big window. And if we swing around there, we've also got access to what was the day heads just now. So that becomes an ensuite at night, if that makes sense. Hopefully it does. And then big storage in here. All these lights in these wardrobes, you wonder why we don't have them at home. Fusion stereo there, AV on the wall. Okay, now I'm going to take you to the wow moment. It was a wow moment for me when I first saw it. Take you down to the master. So, little kind of lobby area here. Now, this is important. If you have the 4-cabin version, that is your entrance into a double bunk room. So the double bunk room's over here. But on this version, where it's 3-cabin, that area is given over to this amazing sort of desk area. So if you can imagine, that would then become a corridor, and in here would become a double bunked room. That's your 4th cabin. But as it's configured here with the 3 cabins, you get this amazing master suite. There you go. And then you walk on in through to your full beam master. Isn't that lovely? When I came down here the first time a few minutes ago, I was absolutely blown away. I thought, wow, this is gorgeous. Big glazed windows, obviously, but also little touches like this. Didn't anticipate to see any of this. You've got a little dressing room here. Yeah, on a boat this size, quite extraordinary. And then what they've done rather cleverly is they've put the bathroom, the en-suites, here. So you've got your loo and bidet separate, which is always nice. You've got your twin sinks here. And then you've got your shower here. Now if you're worried this is all a bit on show, don't worry, because it's got these sliding pocket doors. So these are just smoked glass. You can go for a darker glass and more discreet. So when they're shut, effectively that really is sealed off. You turn the light off anyway, you wouldn't be able to look in there. And then you're left with this fabulous space. But I think that's outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. There you go. So you liking it? Are you falling in love a little bit? I think it's gorgeous. I really like this lobby area. I can see myself when I have to do some work when I'm away. Laptop there, log onto the Wi-Fi, get the work done, not disturb the family, not spoil the holiday. And then when it's all done, back up on deck. Which is exactly where we're going to go. Oh, just spotted that. There you go. Bit more storage. Towels, bits and pieces. Bit more storage. Everywhere you look, this boat has been well thought out. Right. Up the staircase, back in the saloon. Hopefully now we can move forward and have a look at the bow area. Because it is a very busy boat show and this boat is getting a lot of interest. So we'll go up the starboard side. Big wide walkways. You can see here as well, there's sort of effectively no gunnels, so the view out is fantastic. There's our access from the helm. And then this is our foredeck. And what I like, and I've not seen before on a boat this size, are these kind of individual seats. Often this is all given up to some power, which is great, but this is nice because you can sit and you can slob out, you can rest your arms. More storage under there, more cup holders, Obviously we've got the carbon fibre poles for this bimini, which offers a bit of shade. There's a fridge down here, bit of storage, and this is neat. So you've got cup holders here, and they can be heated or refrigerated. So depending if you've got a cup of soup or a vodka martini, you can, you can specify. And a couple of nice little tables here. Another little detail, you may be able to see the shafts on the wiper blades, they're carbon fibre. Yeah, there you go. Saving weight wherever possible. So we'll move back down this way, and we'll take you up onto the kind of sport fly bridge. So it's a smaller fly bridge, but what it does is it gives the boat a kind of a sportier look, and it also reduces the weight. And that's important because obviously a fly bridge up high, so this has a lower centre of gravity. And in actual fact, all of this fly bridge up here is carbon fibre, 100% carbon fibre. So it's a slightly smaller area than you might expect on a boat this size, but I think it's more than usable. And I think it's also uber cool. So we haven't got a hard top, so again that strips out weight. Got the carbon fibre poles, and we've got the bimini. And then we've got our big table. Again, there's a food prep area here. So we've got our grill on here, got our sink, got some refrigeration there as well. And then we've got our helm position, again with a couple of helm and navigator seats, everything on joysticks, and Ray Marine instrumentation. There's our view down over the bow. And again, it's a good opportunity to sort of compare the two and how they've used that space in slightly different ways. So as they say, you pay your money and you take your choice. That's a massive fly bridge there, running all the way to the back. And this is our Corsa, our sport fly bridge. So there you go. I hope you've enjoyed a tour on this one. If you've not subscribed already, can you do that? That would be really good. And if you press the alert button, which is the bell icon, we'll let you know every time we release a new film. So thanks very much for watching. Please comment, share, like, do all that kind of stuff. But the most important thing is please come back and watch some more. That's what we do at the Marine Channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.